Namaste! Welcome to Quick Wisdom with Bliss. My name is Bliss. Meow! And this is my cute little furball friend, Joy. Spirituality is everywhere. In the air we breathe, in nature all around us, and even written into our very DNA. We are energy, and together as energy, we're all connected. We're all one. United as one, we are here on the stage of life to love and help each other live the best we can. Now, I know you've come today to learn about a very special topic, so let's put on our fun caps and get started on this sacred exploration. This is Quick Wisdom with Bliss.
Yoga for Beginners. Introduction. With the advent of holistic therapies, we've observed a sharp increase in people joining yoga studios and learning about it. Yoga is easy to learn, not expensive to practice, doesn't require large spaces or heavy equipment, and can be practiced at home. This short book entails all I have learned about yoga, its history and its effect on the body. This book also serves as a guide for aspiring yogis, or yoga practitioners, and people who wish to know more about yoga and serve as professional yoga practitioners in studios. It covers the basic asanas, a yoga pose, posture, or position of the body, the do's and don'ts of practicing yoga, and tips for newbies to avoid injuries and perform advanced level asanas and teach others as well. Chapter 1. All you need to know about yoga. Namaste. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Yoga is a mental, physical, and spiritual practice which originated in ancient India. It includes the deliberate control of the breath, or prana in Sanskrit, life force, for spiritual enlightenment, specific meditation to control the mind, and performance of various postures or asanas to strengthen the body and retain health and vigor. Yoga nowadays is getting increasingly popular among the masses due to its ability to bestow health and relaxation. Various perspectives and beliefs came from different religions, like Hinduism and Buddhism. There are 4 essential descriptions about yoga. Yoga also refers to 6 orthodox schools of Hindu philosophy, darshana. Yoga being linked to the words hatha, mantra, and laya, pertains to traditions specializing in certain techniques of yoga. Yoga may help in attaining a goal when you practice discipline, and yoga has its techniques to control your body and the mind. Types of yoga. Yoga in Sanskrit means to unite or to join in its most literal sense. Yoga is an ancient meditation technique dating back to the 5th and 6th century. There is a broad variety of schools of thought regarding its practices and goals in Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism. The 4 paths of yoga are jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and raja yoga. These 4 paths of yoga are characterized as a whole. The 4 paths of yoga work hand in hand. Bhakti yoga, the yoga of devotion and self-surrender. This is said to be the simplest and easiest path because we are not asked to do anything but give up all control. Karma yoga is the yoga of action. In this practice, we practice non-attachment with every deed, word, and thought. Raja yoga, also called Ashtanga yoga, is the synthesis of the above 2 and focuses on controlling the mind in order to bring it into stillness. Jnana yoga is the path of knowledge, wisdom, introspection, and contemplation. It involves deep exploration of a human's personality by systematically exploring and setting aside false identities. The essence of spirituality, as taught in the 4 paths of yoga, is to let nature run its course. Aim for living in the moment and thinking rationally in different situations. When you learn to accept your shortcomings in your life, that anything you do will not alter its course significantly, you become stronger to accept the life you're living. You become more drawn towards your life goals, but you also believe that whatever happens has been deemed as the best course of life for you. This directs you to a harmony in your internal and external environment and leads to a contented heart and mind. Yoga practitioners these days integrate these 4 paths of yoga, resulting in contentment and a feeling of inner satisfaction. These 4 paths allow the cleansing of the body and mind and remove any negative thoughts. Regular yoga practice improves body balance, flexibility, and stamina in our core. A healthy, strong, and alert heart. Health benefits of yoga. Asanas are different for different age groups, yet they have one common principle: holding the tension between the muscles. Different muscle groups are focused on different postures, ensuring benefit to all body systems. Improved blood flow to the peripheral blood vessels, leading to improved cardiovascular function. Exercises of the abdominal muscles improve digestion and help to remove body fat. Gentle relaxation helps to ease muscle tension, while different postures allow complete joint mobility. This leads to increased strength of joints and muscle flexibility. As yoga is aimed at relaxation of the mind, long-term benefits are reduced stress and anxiety, increased stamina, and maintenance of composure. Yoga versus gym. Which is better? People aiming to be fit and stay in shape have their options for physical training panned out. Join a gym and lift weights, or start a regular yoga practice. Both have different aspects of building strength and have different approaches. While in the gym, the environment is pumped up and active. The special equipment available is excellent for weight loss and building muscle, and you can do cardio exercises as well, leading to quicker weight loss than yoga practice. However, gym memberships are expensive and you have to take out time, especially to go every single day. Gyms have specific opening and closing times, which may not necessarily coincide with your schedule. When compared with yoga, yoga practice would be more favorable if you have odd working hours. Practicing yoga does not require specific timing, and you can do yoga at any time of the day. You do not require any special equipment, nor a large space for practicing yoga. You do not even need to sign up and pay a high membership fee. You can always join a yoga studio and learn the basics in a week, and can incorporate asanas whenever you like it as you practice yoga in your own home. You may not lose weight quickly, but you'll definitely be comfortable with your surroundings, and this is why yoga is favored by millennials today. With odd working hours and living in a metropolis where basic necessities including food and residence are expensive, yoga is a cost-effective practice which can keep you fit and promote tranquility and a strong core. Chapter 2. Know your body. Your body is your temple. Keep it pure and clean for the soul to reside in. B.K.S. Iyengar. The above-mentioned quote implies the importance of yoga for cleansing of the soul. Yoga is a form of meditation uniting the mind and body, and it is important to know the inner workings of the body. Anatomy is a medical subject dealing with the basic structures of the body. It includes knowledge of the bones, muscles, joints, blood vessels, nerves, and organs within the body. Knowing the anatomy of the body is an added benefit if you are a yogi. It is vital to know which muscles and bones can sustain which type of injuries, which asana targets which muscle compartments, and which poses are specific to healing on injuries. Anatomy of the body is diverse. The body of a human being is not just muscles and bones, but also nerves, blood vessels, joints, and organs. Being a yoga instructor does not mean you have to know everything, only the basics needed for yoga. These include major muscles, joints and bones, as well as the most common movements of the body. Major bones of the body. The body has 206 bones, and these are divided into long and short bones. As a yogi in training, you only need to know the major bones of the body, such as those in the legs and arms. It is also important to know the structure of the spine, as it is, quite literally, the backbone of the skeleton. Having knowledge of bones will help aspiring yoga practitioners to know which asanas are applicable on which anatomical part of the body, and which bones are at risk of injury during yoga practice. Major muscles of the body. With the bones, yoga practitioners also learn the attachment of muscles to the bones. While these may seem daunting, students must remember that muscles are divided into compartments. Each muscle compartment is associated with a specific anatomical part, for example, the quadriceps in the thighs and the biceps and triceps in the arms. Learning them in conjunction with the movements and asanas will give yoga practitioners a fair idea of who can benefit from these asanas, such as students with shoulder dislocation problems. Major joints of the body. Joints are the structural attachment between bones and are most prone to injuries during asanas. It is important to know the movement of major joints, primarily the arms and legs, as well as their degree of rotation. Joint movements such as flexion, extension, and rotation allow yoga practitioners to determine which movements are safe in particular asanas. Structure of the spine. This is a key topic of focus for yoga practitioners in training, as the spine is the support structure of the human skeleton. As most meditation poses involve twisting of the spine, it is important to know the bones, discs, as well as the nerves which pass through it. Knowledge of the spinal structure can also help you guide students with chronic back problems and injuries. Major movements of the body. After studying the basic structures, yoga instructors have to know how the body incorporates these structures in basic movements. The basic movements include deep and shallow breathing, stretching or sitting. It is important to know the movements involved in each yoga asana, as one asana may involve multiple movements. Overstretching or prolonged stationary position can lead to strain or sprain in beginner students. Muscles during yoga poses. Yoga asanas can either focus on one muscle compartment or multiple ones at the same time. It is therefore important to know which muscles are being used in various asanas. This aids instructors especially in formulating yoga routines for people who attend private classes for medical ailments. Alignment of the body during yoga. All of the above pointers are then used to determine the risks during yoga asanas. Risks during yoga asanas implies knowing the kinds of injuries associated if an asana is not performed correctly. Knowledge about the joint movements is particularly beneficial in guiding beginner students in avoiding injuries due to overexertion of a singular joint. Having knowledge of the anatomy of the human body can make you a better yogi and an even better yoga instructor. When you're a yoga instructor, you will be sought for advice after pregnancies, ankle sprains, hip replacements, spinal deformities, and dislocated shoulders and knees. Knowledge of anatomy will help you reassure these people and guide them towards rehabilitation and a better lifestyle. Even during yoga classes, beginner students are highly likely to twist their foot, fall on their face, or pull a muscle or a nerve. If you know basic anatomy, you can quickly assess the problem area and help them temporarily relieve the problem.
These fun facts fill my heart with happiness. I love learning, don't you? I hope these spiritual concepts are becoming clear. Let's keep learning.
Chapter 3. Yoga Equipment. What you need to begin. I have been a seeker and I still am, but I stopped asking the books and the stars. I started listening to the teaching of my soul. Rumi. Most people have the perception that yoga needs prepping, that it needs special mats, clothes, and specific warm-up exercises of the body. Being in the yoga instructor market for many years, we can assure you that all these measures are presumptuous. The only thing one needs to get into the zone is a big heart and a small ego. Mentally prepare yourself for initial difficulty, as yoga asanas can feel like torture on the muscles. However, you'll feel the difference within a week or two, and will be more accepting of your body shape and the challenges you'll face while working towards a healthy lifestyle. The biggest advantage of yoga is that it doesn't require vast spaces or special equipment. You can wear your most comfortable pajamas, find a secluded corner, and you're set. To ensure comfort during long yoga sessions, place a mat or a soft blanket on the floor. The clothing to be worn during a yoga workout should be stretchable and sweat-tolerant, ideally made of jersey. Thick materials can cause rashes on contact areas due to friction, which may hamper your ability to sit through an asana or the whole session. Other props can be used for support, such as a chair or a hardwood block. Make sure to find a well-ventilated spot with plenty of sunlight. You can also set the ambiance with soothing music, and if you're doing yoga at night, you can light scented candles to set the mood. Yoga is traditionally performed barefoot, but wearing socks is a personal preference. Yoga is ideally performed 1 to 2 hours after a full meal or on an empty stomach. Yoga is an excellent stress reliever, so it is ideal that you do not strain yourself in the first few days. Different body types take time to adjust to even simple yoga asanas, more so if you haven't been exercising in the last few months. Start with easy yoga poses, and take breaks when you feel pain or fatigue. Include breathing and meditation exercises before and after each yoga session. An individual yoga session may not be lengthy, but should be executed daily. Chapter 4. Do's and Don'ts of Practicing Yoga. What to do before, during, and after your practice. You cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. Yoga is an activity not just for the body, but is also stimulating for the brain. It caters to a person's physical as well as psychological well-being. In order to gain maximum benefits from your yoga class, you should follow certain guidelines. It is best to do yoga early in the morning on an empty stomach, but if you have had liquid, wait for an hour to start yoga. Yoga terms are coined in the Sanskrit language and have been adopted to describe yoga concepts without being translated. To understand and follow the instructions of your yoga instructor, you should familiarize yourself with the different terminologies used in yoga. It will also be a good idea to have a basic knowledge of yoga asanas, Sanskrit for poses. And finally, be sure to put on the right clothes for yoga before heading over to your yoga class. Once in the yoga class, the asanas might come off as intimidating at first, but once you get to know them properly, it will come naturally to you. While in the familiarization phase, don't hesitate to ask any questions that you might have. The instructors are there to help you, so you can always ask them for assistance at any stage. Staying focused and concentrating on what is unfolding in the class will help you grasp the concepts better. After the yoga class is over, the experience doesn't have to end there. By visualizing the poses you learnt during class, you can enhance your learning process. Once comfortable with the basics of yoga, you can always consult your instructor or guru for variations in yoga poses to find the right mix for you. Whenever you head for your yoga class, make sure you have taken care of the prerequisites for doing yoga. Here are some things that you should avoid before your yoga class. Yoga is best practiced on an empty stomach, so avoid meals before class. Even though it is important to be hydrated before class, your liquid intake an hour prior to the class should be minimal, if not none. If you're parched, just take a couple of sips, but no more than that. Don't take a shower or drink water for 30 minutes after completing yoga. Yoga isn't advisable during illness or too soon after a surgery. Don't wear socks or shoes while performing yoga. Don't practice in a place that is not airy, well-lit, and pleasant-smelling. Don't engage in arduous exercise after yoga.
What do you think about that, Joy? You're so cute, Joy. I love you. Sorry, lost in cuteness. Let's continue.
Chapter 5. Avoiding yoga injuries and how to stay safe during your yoga practice. Yoga teaches us to cure what need not be endured and endure what cannot be cured. BKS Iyengar. Just like any other physical activity, practicing yoga also comes with the potential of getting an injury. While doing yoga, one should take care not to push our bodies too far and get hurt. Here are a few common injuries that can occur during yoga and a guideline to avoiding these injuries. Neck injuries. Neck and shoulder injuries are very common while doing headstands and shoulder stands during yoga. Repeatedly putting incorrect pressure on your neck during these postures poses serious threats. You should learn to properly balance the pressure while doing full inversions. Using props to take pressure off the neck is also helpful, but in case of existing neck and shoulder issues, one must avoid full inversions altogether. Back injuries. Yoga poses like down dog and forward folds require rounding that has a potential to cause back pains. Back injuries are the most frequently occurring injuries during yoga. Learning the right technique to manage pressure on the spine is instrumental to avoiding back injuries. The pressure on the back can be lowered by using blocks or blankets while practicing the poses that put pressure on the back and spinal discs. Ligament tears. Ligaments, being less elastic than muscles and tendons, have a tendency to get tears in them when stretched beyond their capacity. To prevent injury to the ligaments, overstretching should be avoided. Correct posture should be assumed at all times, keeping the knees in line. You should know when to stop stretching if you feel that you're pushing your body too far. Wrist injuries. Managing pressure and body weight to be supported by the wrists can help you avoid wrist injuries. Adjusting the pressure by spreading the hands and adjusting their angle with the floor can make all the difference to prevent a wrist injury. Dizziness, lightheadedness, imbalance. During yoga, one should always listen to their bodies. If you are experiencing dizziness, lightheadedness, or imbalance during a certain pose, you should immediately discontinue it and let your body relax. Staying safe and avoiding injuries while practicing yoga is easily manageable. Here are some general guidelines to ensure a safe yoga session. Practicing yoga should be avoided if you are sick or have an injury or have undergone a surgery lately. Just like any other exercise, proper warm-up is very important for yoga as well. If you aren't clear about something, you should ask a yoga instructor or a doctor. Always listen to your body and don't push it beyond its capacity. Know when to stop. Find your balance and work on improving your stability more than your flexibility. Chapter 6. Yoga Asanas for Beginners. Before you've practiced, the theory is useless. After you've practiced, the theory is obvious. David Williams. Yoga practice requires building up of strength and flexibility before proceeding to advanced asanas. All yoga practitioners teach basic asanas initially, which can be incorporated into a yoga routine as well. The standing poses of yoga specifically target the quadricep muscles, increasing their tone and strength. Asanas like warrior poses and the triangle poses require you to align your knee in relation to the ground, and that is key to avoiding any misalignment. Warrior pose. The front leg is bent and the back leg is straight. The muscle is isolated by placing the knee vertically to the ground, while the inner heel remains firmly on the ground as well. Straight-legged pose. The Trikonasana, both the legs are kept straight. Bend your right knee slightly and align the knee, heel, and hip as in the warrior pose. If the alignment is correct, the kneecap will protrude slightly from your extended leg. Other poses which not only improve your posture but also target specific muscle groups include mountain pose. This is technically the correct way to stand upright, shoulders squared and tummy in. Adjust your back so that your chest opens outward while your shoulder blades are closer to each other. Upward facing dog pose. With your toes and knees giving you support, raise your abdomen and torso and put pressure on your palms on the floor. Push your chest outward and fully extend your neck upwards. Close your eyes and take deep breaths. This pose is very rejuvenating as it allows the lungs and chest to expand. The posture of your body will improve significantly, and any fatigue will also be washed off. Child pose. Sitting on the mat with your knees flexed, bend forward and place your head on a raised block. Place your palms on the floor and close your eyes. Child pose is a resting pose, and it also compresses the abdomen and stimulates peristalsis. It also imparts a sense of relief and improves breathing. All direction back stretch. An effective stretch to improve body posture, strengthen back muscles, lengthen the spine, and relax the tired back. Cobra pose. This pose helps open up the chest area and shoulders. It also strengthens the back. Cat stretch. Another good posture for the spine that helps make it more flexible. Chair pose. An excellent posture for lower back, hips, and knees. It relaxes and warms up the knees and hip bones. Corpse pose. Lie on your back with a block under your head. Close your eyes and move your head from side to side. This asana helps to relax the muscles and regulate eye movements.
Wow, I can feel my spirit evolving as we learn all this new and important information. And there's more.
Chapter 7. Proper warm-up exercises and beginner yoga routines. The most important pieces of equipment you need for doing yoga are your body and your mind. Rodney Yee. Any exercise requires warm-up prior to performance. This is because the muscles need to adjust to the excessive stretching undertaken in asanas and therefore require minor stretching to set things in motion. Your first yoga session is designed to reduce any anxiety or fear of fatigue, and so includes simple exercises to get you started. These include warm-up exercises for the shoulder muscles, spine, and groin, standing poses for the feet and body posture, sitting poses to shape your buttocks and legs, twists to facilitate the flow of blood to muscle compartments, supine and prone poses to ease the tension in abdomen and back muscles, and finishing poses, cooling down exercises towards the end of a session. Yoga focuses on uniting mind, body, and spirituality at the core. Breathing exercises in yoga are one of the key elements, and yogic breathing is different from regular breathing. Yogic breathing focuses on depth of breath rather than frequency and can be practiced in the given steps. 1. Sit comfortably in a chair. 2. Close your eyes and imagine a swan gliding across a lake. 3. Like the swan has gentle movements as it glides, let your breath take the swan's place. Gently inhale, hold your breath for as long as you can, then exhale. Use both your mouth and nose to breathe deeply. 4. Continue this in a cycle for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, you'll feel positive and energized. Breathing also sets the pace for yoga routines. Warm-up is necessary to avoid injury to the body and involves a basic routine or sequence of asanas to flex muscles. Remember, the key is to get the muscles going and prevent any stiffness and ache while practicing asanas. Pre-yoga warm-up should not exceed more than 15 minutes, and you can incorporate basic asanas for standing, meditation, back, and spinal stability in your warm-up as well. Chapter 8. Restorative Yoga. Stay stress-free and energized. Plant the seed of meditation and reap the fruit of peace of mind. With long working hours and living in the city, our minds can have a burnout. There are days when you'll wake up and think of giving it all up and buying a cabin in the woods where you wish you could sleep without worry of money or food. In these burnout phases, nothing feels right. Combine the stress of work with the trend of takeout in the city, and we now see more and more people complain of chronic medical problems at a very young age. Psychiatric problems such as anxiety, depression, insomnia, and eating disorders are increasing in incidence, along with other problems such as hypertension, migraines, ulcers, and dependency on alcohol and recreational substances. All of these medical problems have one core source: stress. People today need to eliminate stress from their lives or reduce it to a tolerable level. Some people take up exercise such as running or jogging. Some people go on a vacation at every burnout, while some others take up hobbies such as baking, reading, or knitting. Regular yoga practice allows a person to take out time for meditation, free their mind from daily worries. Restorative yoga aims to eliminate stress with minimal work by the individual and without putting them through the stress of complex asanas. Restorative yoga aims to calm down the mind by making the body accept a state of rest. Most people have trouble putting their mind at ease, and that is where restorative yoga comes into place. With simple asanas with or without the use of props, the body adopts a state of rest, and the yogi can close their eyes, take deep breaths, and make the mind rest as well. The only major obstacle people encounter with restorative yoga is staying still for 30 minutes. We've become a restless folk in the last few decades. A lot of people ask, how do we know restorative yoga works? People can sit in a position for 30 minutes and it wouldn't make a difference. The key is to stop the mind from buzzing and relax from within. How do you know your session of restorative yoga worked? Notice how deeply you sleep that night and notice the difference in your mood and outlook on your forthcoming day. A well-rested mind is a positive mind, and you will actually look forward to your day at work, no matter how boring.
Joy, are you ready to learn more? That's what I thought. Here we go. Blessings of knowledge. Let these facts heal us with understanding.
Chapter 9. Yoga Diet and Yoga Nidra, Yogic Sleep. Importance of proper food and rest for your yoga practice and what you should do about it. Because we are what we eat, we can literally transform our bodies and minds by choosing an inspired diet. About Yoga Diet. Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. The Bhagavad Gita. Yoga is a natural medicine that cures what is incurable. It is a practice of physical and mental stability and good health. The only way to keep yourself healthy in this polluted world is to take care of your spiritual and physical health. Yogic food types. Sattvic food. It is the purest form of food. This is the best food for yoga practitioners. It brings peace to the mind and is nourishing for the body. Sattvic food is great for overall fitness and for a balanced energy flow. Rajasic food. This food is salty, dry, sour, hot, and bitter. It is not good for the mind-body balance. It tends to excite and overstimulate the body and makes the mind restless. Tamasic food. This food is not good for the body or the mind. It brings in a sense of inertia, clouds the power of reasoning, and sucks out the energy. It destroys the body's resistance to diseases. It also invokes feelings of anger, jealousy, and greed in people. Overeating is tamasic behavior. A list of sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic food items. Sattvic. Cereals, honey, herbs, sprouts, seeds, nuts, legumes, butter, milk, fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh juices, and wholemeal bread. Rajasic. Chocolate, salt, eggs, fish, tea and coffee, sharp spices. Tamasic. Meat, alcohol, tobacco, onions, garlic, fermented foods, and overripe foods. Yoga and yoga diet serve this purpose of improvement in your external health as well as your internal peace. You are what you eat. That's why eating habits are of vital importance for a healthy lifestyle. Yoga practitioners are encouraged to follow a sattvic diet comprising of fresh and organic foods like vegetables, fruits, milk, etc. The closer you are to nature, the healthier your body becomes. By eating such healthy and close to nature foods, your health improves externally and internally as well. Eating healthy food not only improves the digestive process, but it also gives a glow to your skin and many other health benefits. Internally, it brings peace and harmony among different organs. A peaceful state of mind makes a person more productive and creative. Yoga diet promotes consumption of vegetarian foods. Meat is usually not allowed because of the high calories it contains. Meat increases heart rate and causes restlessness in the mind and the body. Yoga diet brings a balance of proteins, vitamins, calcium, and other different nutrients that your body needs to function. Your body needs love and care for working properly, and it can only happen by having a healthy diet. About Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is the most effective way for relaxation after a yoga session. It cools down the body temperature and flushes out toxins from the body. Our organs need time to absorb the effects of yoga postures, and Yoga Nidra is the best way to relax the muscles. It is just like a restart button of a human body after a yoga practice. The steps to do a Yoga Nidra are: 1. To begin, lie down straight on your back without stretching your hands or feet. Relax and take slow breaths. Close your eyes and imagine a peaceful environment surrounding you. 2. Gently bring your attention to one of your legs. Beginning with the right leg is mostly preferred. Keep your focus on the right foot, then calf, thigh, and then start with the other leg. While maintaining your focus on any part, relax the other parts and stay in this position for a few minutes. 3. In the same way, move your attention to all the parts of your body. Your stomach, your genitals, then hands, shoulders, and neck till the head. Slowly move your attention to all parts of the body. Do not forget to breathe slowly and not heavily. 4. Take a long and deep breath, relaxing your muscles, and remain still in this position for a few minutes. 5. Now slowly turn your body to the right side and keep yourself in this posture for a few moments. 6. Then turn to your left and perform the same way. 7. While breathing slowly, open your eyes and feel the environment around you. You can take your own time in performing the Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a state between wakefulness and unconsciousness. It is the perfect way to meditate and freshen up your mind for a peaceful and healthy state. Chapter 10. 11 types of yoga you can benefit from. Yoga is not a workout, it is a work-in. And this is the point of spiritual practice, to make us teachable, to open up our hearts and focus our awareness so that we can know what we already know and be who we already are. Rolf Gates. These days, yoga classes have become more of a necessity than ever. The practice is popping up in gyms, schools, and even some stores, not to mention actual yoga studios. There is a variation offered. How do you know which practice is right for you? Even for a veteran yogi, it could be challenging to keep them all straight, and these practitioners often ask the comparison of the different styles. So, whenever you are planning on enrolling in yoga classes, you have to make sure you know which type of yoga is right for you. Let me give you the types of yoga you can benefit from. 1. Anusara Yoga. An emphasis on proper alignment and catering the pose to the student. Props are used often, and partner work is common. Students are encouraged to get in touch with their emotions. Expect plenty of heart-opening poses and more talking than in other classes. Music is common in Anusara classes. Good for those looking to use yoga as therapy or who want an emotional yoga experience. Those who want to focus on alignment. Those looking for a positive, light-hearted environment. Avoid if you don't want to talk about your feelings. You don't want to touch your fellow students. You might also like Iyengar for the alignment and Jiva Mukti for the spirituality. 2. Ashtanga Yoga. 6 series of set postures traditionally taught one pose at a time in the style of Sri K. Patabi Jois. In the US, most classes focus on the primary series, which is adaptable for beginners but is challenging for those who aren't exercising already. Students often work at their own pace, called Mysore style, with the teacher assisting and teaching new poses as previous ones are mastered. Focus is on breath, bandhas, energy locks, and drishti, fixed gaze points, and poses are linked, no pausing in between. The series can be customized to suit any body type at any level. Expect lead classes to move at a rigorous pace with vinyasas, plank chaturanga, up dog, down dog transitions, between poses, and plenty of hands-on attention from the teacher. No music. Each pose is held for 5 breaths, and lead primary series classes last 75 to 90 minutes, though beginners classes are often shorter. Props are not traditionally used, but many teachers will allow them. This is the style I practice, and the one I recommend for anyone interested in yoga. Ashta means 8 in Sanskrit, and Ashtanga Yoga refers to the 8 limbs of yoga. Good for anyone interested in yoga. Anyone who wants to learn a set series they can do at home. Avoid if you want a slow, gentle yoga class. You have a current injury and are a beginner. Advanced or intermediate yogis will feel comfortable adjusting as needed. You have a shoulder injury. Lots of low push-ups. You might also like Iyengar Yoga for the attention to detail, Power Yoga for the strength building, Jiva Mukti Yoga for the spiritual practice. 3. Bikram Yoga. Rigid 90-minute classes consisting of 26 poses and 2 breathing exercises, each held for a minute and repeated twice. Named after the founder, Bikram Choudhury, the practice is performed in a room heated to 105 degrees with 40% humidity. No music. As a certified yoga teacher, I do not recommend heated classes. Good for competitive types. Bikram Yoga embraces the yoga as a sport movement. Avoid if you are pregnant, have circulation issues, hate to sweat, like classes with music, or have high blood pressure. You might also like Hot Vinyasa Yoga for the heat, Ashtanga Yoga or Iyengar Yoga for the consistency, Moksha Yoga, hot yoga. 4. Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga refers to any form of yoga that's gentle and slow-paced, usually well-suited for beginners. Good for anyone with mobility issues, beginners, seniors, pregnant women with modifications. Avoid if you're looking for a rigorous practice. You might also like classes called Kripalu, slow flow, restorative, gentle, or beginner's yoga. 5. Iyengar Yoga. Both Pattabhi Jois, the founder of Ashtanga Yoga, and BKS Iyengar were trained by Krishnamacharya, known as the father of modern yoga. Iyengar Yoga focuses on alignment, and poses are taught with an attention to detail. Props such as chairs, blocks, straps, and blankets are used for almost all poses, regardless of a student level. Poses are often held longer than in other classes, and you might do the same pose various ways in the same class. Classes move at a slow progression. Iyengar classes can feel quite serious, but you will learn a great deal. Good for anyone interested in learning more about yoga, especially anatomy and alignment. Great for beginners, those recovering from injuries, and anyone with mobility issues. Appropriate for the young and old. Avoid if you prefer a fast-paced class or one with music. You prefer your classes to be less serious. You prefer a more meditative environment. You might also like Anusara for the alignment, Viniyoga for the attention to your body, Ashtanga Yoga for the consistency. 6. Jiva Mukti Yoga. Jiva Mukti Yoga was founded by Sharon Gannon and David Life, 2 former Ashtanga teachers. The Jiva Mukti practice retains the same intensity that Ashtanga does, with an emphasis on veganism and kindness toward all beings. Jiva Mukti means liberation while living, and the practice is spiritual and diverse. Expect to hear chants, music, and sometimes references to animal rights. Good for vegans and vegetarians, those looking for a spiritual connection to their practice, those looking for a rigorous practice. Avoid if meat eaters might not feel comfortable with this branch of yoga. All Jiva Mukti teachers are vegan, and they are very vocal about their beliefs. Avoid if you want a slow-paced practice. You might also like Ashtanga, which is the branch that the Jiva Mukti founders first studied. Power Yoga, which has the same physical demands without the spiritual aspect. 5. Kripalu. A gentle style that emphasizes moving at a pace that suits you, Kripalu is a form of Hatha Yoga. The practice focuses on physical healing, meditation, and spiritual transformation both on the mat and off. Good for anyone with mobility issues, great for beginners, suitable for those looking for an individualized practice. Avoid if looking for a more rigorous practice. You might also like Viniyoga for a practice catered to your body. Any type of Hatha Yoga. 7. Kundalini. Kundalini Yoga focuses on linking breath and movement with the intent of releasing energy from the lower body and sending it upward. The focus is on awareness and an increased consciousness to bring you closer to enlightenment. In yoga, Kundalini refers to a coil of dormant energy that rests at the base of the spine. The aim of Kundalini Yoga is to awaken, harness, and release this energy. This branch of yoga is very meditative and spiritual, and they move much more slowly than other classes with a focus on meditation and pranayama, breathing exercises. Good for anyone looking for a deeper spiritual connection to their yoga practice. Avoid if anyone who feels that this practice would conflict with their spiritual beliefs, anyone looking for a purely physical experience. You might also like Jiva Mukti for a more physical yet spiritual practice. Hatha or Kripalu Yoga for a slower paced practice with less focus on energy. 8. Power Yoga. This form of yoga is very active and athletic, and it was originally a westernized form of Ashtanga. It has since evolved to include different poses, though many of the Ashtanga poses remain. Power yoga includes additional strength moves and core work. Expect lots of vinyasas between poses, with plenty of handstands and other strength-building poses. Good for those who want a rigorous practice, those looking for a challenge. Avoid if those who prefer a gentle yoga practice, beginners, those with limited mobility, or if you have a shoulder injury, lots of low push-ups. You might also like Ashtanga, which is the traditional practice that inspired power yoga, Rocket, an offshoot of Ashtanga that adds hard poses early on, or Vinyasa classes that flow at a steady pace. 9. Vini Yoga. Founded by Krishnamacharya's son, TKV Desikachar, Vini Yoga is highly individualized with an emphasis on adapting every pose and every practice to suit a person's needs and abilities. The practice is often taught one-on-one and is sometimes referred to as yoga therapy. It can be difficult to find Vini Yoga teachers, but I highly recommend checking out American Vini Yoga teacher Gary Kraftso's videos. My mother has degenerative disc disease and loves his DVDs, which I bought her after taking a workshop with him at the Yoga Journal Conference in New York City. Good for anyone with back pain, those with mobility issues, those recovering from an injury. Avoid if you are looking for a group setting, you want a traditional class, you want to move quickly and sweat. You might also like Iyengar Yoga for the attention to alignment, Kripalu for the emphasis on individual practice, Ashtanga Yoga for the attention to detail. 10. Vinyasa Yoga. Vinyasa Yoga is the general term used for faster-paced flow classes. These classes can cross various schools of yoga, and they will move faster than a hatha class. Good for anyone looking for a faster-paced class, anyone who gets bored easily with their fitness routine, as classes are rarely the same. Avoid if those extremely new to exercise should not take a vinyasa class or be prepared to modify to suit your needs. Those with mobility issues, if you have a shoulder injury, lots of low push-ups, or if you want a slow, gentle workout. You might also like Ashtanga for the flowing pace with no music and a preset series of poses, Power for the flowing pace and variety, Jiva Mukti for the flowing pace and spiritual aspect. 11. Yin Yoga. Also called Taoist Yoga, Yin Yoga integrates principles of Hatha Yoga and Qi Kung, along with other aspects of Taoism. Yin Yoga focuses on connective tissues, ligaments, and tendons, rather than muscles. It does not focus on warming the muscles or moving quickly. Rather, it encourages long-held poses that foster relaxation. Yin poses are very passive and often done with props. Expect very long holds, 5 minutes or more. Good for those with mobility issues, anyone recovering from an injury, those looking for a restorative practice, great for athletes looking for a way to repair overuse and gain flexibility, good for beginners. If you meditate, this is a good practice for you. Avoid if anyone who wants a fast-paced class or who doesn't want to sit still. You might also like Hatha, gentle or restorative classes for the slower pace, Kripalu for the attention to the individual's practice, Vini Yoga for the attention to the individual. There you have it, a list of different yoga practices you can choose from. There's no time like the present to begin a yoga practice, which I firmly believe can benefit every single person, regardless of age, fitness level, or physical ability. That which we know as yoga is but one limb of the practice, asana. The benefits are bountiful and deep, and do not require you to be physically fit or flexible. With this information, I hope you can better decide on the type of yoga that best fits you. Chapter 11, Taking Your Yoga Practice Further. Yoga is a way of freedom. By its constant practice, we can free ourselves from fear, anguish, and loneliness. Regular yoga practice will improve your endurance to sitting in a single pose for a longer duration, while at the same time improving flexibility. You will also notice your body is leaner and your back straighter and stronger. You can initially learn asanas in classes at a studio and continue both at home if you want to. You can also attend yoga workshops on the weekends and learn advanced asanas. You can plan your own yoga routine to practice daily and buy props such as scented candles and a special pair of clothes to practice yoga. With time, you'll feel the need to improve on your yoga asanas and envy yoga practitioners who can stay in complex asanas with a smile on their faces. You can always challenge yourself by moving on to intermediate and advanced asanas and give professional yogis some healthy competition. If you've attended sessions long enough and improved significantly, your yogi may ask you to teach newbies as a volunteer, while also giving you tips on how to improve your technique. But are you good enough to be a teacher? Teaching yoga is not a theoretical knowledge which can be imparted. It is a skill which is passed on from master to student. Getting teacher training for yoga may not necessarily mean you give up your dream job and teach yoga. You can also undertake a teacher's training course to learn about alignments, common injuries during yoga practice, and get a deeper understanding of meditative yoga. If you like it, you may actually end up teaching yoga all over the world. Give workshops, manage sessions, and hold seminars as you master the art of yoga and help spread its light far and wide. Namaste, and good luck. Yoga is the perfect opportunity to be curious about who you are. Jason Crandall.
Now that's quick wisdom with bliss, and that wraps up our learning for today's fascinating subject. I hope your spirit has grown as much as mine has. Please come see me anytime to discuss more spiritual ideas and heart-fulfilling concepts. What was that, Joy? You don't want them to leave? Aw, neither do I. Well, they can stay if they want to. Now, let's meditate on our next adventure. Om.